All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a game Lucifer versus TeD. This game taking place here on Lost Temple LV. First thing I gotta say is I am adjusting my game volumes. Let me know if the game sounds are too loud, too low, all of that stuff. Secondly, it appears that YouTube actually compresses my volume. So it's to try and make all of the volumes or all of the sounds about the same. So because of that, sometimes the game sounds are too loud, or because I'm trying to keep the game sounds low and my voice high, YouTube is trying to put them all together and compress them, and therefore it sounds like I am low or high or all of those things. Not quite sure how to fix that, but well, more on that later. Anyways, we're looking at TeD setting up an Ancient of War off on this ramp here. We are on classic but goody Lost Temple here with TeD, a semi, I guess a semi-retired player who is still very, very good and coming out of China, also hosting a bunch of large tournaments, going for a Warden first. Down on the south side, we are looking at Lucifer or Lucal or Michael or Mikal, whatever he wants to call himself, going for a Dreadlord first. Maybe we'll fix if the view switches to high quality or original video quality. Maybe. I don't know. If you guys let me know when you guys are watching on YouTube, if you try and go for original video, whether or not the sound sounds better. Anyways, Dreadlord about to pop on out here. Meanwhile, we do see an Archer already coming on out. We're looking at the Warden about to pop on out here. And this is a very, very old style of play. Building this Ancient of War so far away, what the Archer can do is shoot an arrow at the Ogre Warrior and then have the Ancient of War try and tank some of that damage while on that ramp. That's a little bit further, and you can see the walking distance is actually quite far here. The Ancient of War wants to also eat some trees, so he's no longer on that ramp portion, and all of the range units are pretty much going after this Ancient of War now. Meanwhile, Dreadlord has sold his scroll of our town portal, picked up a sacrificial scroll, a rod of necromancy, and now waiting for that acolyte to go ahead, sleep that forest troll berserker off on the side there. That is a very long sleep, and the forest troll berserker, that 28 to 37 piercing damage is rather high. Going after these other units first, and that is a lot of damage mitigated overall, as we're looking at that forest troll berserker now getting taken down. We do see an Ancient of War being placed off to the north as well. Both sides looking to set up expos, as it is going to be TeD, the first one to try and run into the temple here and perhaps get a number of kills. Back down to the south side, we don't see the haunted gold mine as of yet. Perhaps waiting for the ziggurat to get up that Nerubian tower first before really trying to go after it here. Meanwhile, the Warden is still simply just running out across the map here. And remember, this is Lost Temple, and Lost Temple is notoriously known for having units just, if you rally them through the center, you end up losing and taking a lot of damage. Lucal gonna go ahead and go after this Forest Troll Berserker creep camp. That should be cleared up rather easily as well. Forest Troll Berserker gonna get taken down. Dreadlord picks up another Claws of Attack +4, getting +8 damage now, and now cleaning things up here. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Warden down to the south side, trying to clean up this haunted gold mine, force a cancellation, while he himself is trying to set up this Tree of Life off to the north. We are getting an upgrade to Tier 2. That is a bit of a surprise. I would have thought perhaps trying to get a little bit more units out here on the battlefield, but perhaps Lost Temple's logistics being cross spawns will prevent the ghouls from being able to swarm in all that much. Warden does have Shadow Strike over Fan of Knives, as the Warden now trying to back away. Perhaps that quick tech to Tier 2 will lead to a Pandaren Brewmaster at Tier 2, getting that Breath of Fire, and that will be enough of a protection against all of these ghouls that Lucifer seems to be swarming right now. Off to the north here, the Tree of Life about to be completed. Huntresses are already joining in on the fight here. Entangling of that gold mine should be started momentarily, as the Warden really does need to try and get a little bit of experience somehow, but it's going to be difficult to do so as the Dreadlord could easily sleep that Warden there, and even when it is woken up, it is just going to try and blink away. No, oh, there is a Dust of Appearance. There is the blink in order to get away there, forcing that charge to be used as the unit's now looking to back up again. 31 supply compared to 36, but the big story is the army, Lucifer having 7 supply more of an army there, about 30% larger, as the ghouls now looking to clean up this these easy creep camps. Warden does not have, or does have Shadow Strike. Are we going to see a down ghoul? 1 or 2 more shots? Yes, 1 ghoul getting taken down here as we see now a surround on a potential Huntress. More Huntresses joining on the fight here. We're looking at Warden purposely being able to guide and lead away that Huntress as another ghoul gets taken out. These Huntresses with their glaive bounce does deal quite a bit of damage as the Archer is now going to go ahead and try and retreat away. Dust of Appearance applied to them as they're still trying to retreat back again. All right. Oh, interesting play here. Beautiful play, in fact. Using Shadow Meld next to the Fountain of Health, even though his units are has Dust of Appearance, because the Dust of Appearance only allows you to see it if you applied it. Because the Dust of Appearance was applied by the undead, well, Lucifer knew that the creeps were not going to attack his units and instead only go after the Dreadlord and those ghouls. Huntress now trying to chase after those units here, perhaps get some damage as the units are now retreating in full pace. The Warden does not have enough mana for another Shadow Strike. Are we going to see a sleep? Yes, we are, and it looks as though that Huntress could end up getting taken out here. Vampiric Aura, a little bit of focus damage here. Shadow Strike perhaps from the Warden? No, not necessary. Both sides are getting fully operational on those expos. Full saturation at the Haunted and Entangled Goldmine. Pandarin Brewmaster has been picked up by the Night Elf as we're looking for the Warden to perhaps try and get to level 3. Clearing out this center creep camp is a little bit dangerous. Panda is there though, so Fountain of Health, he's going to be absorbing quite a large amount of damage as the Wardens, or the Huntress is going straight after those Null Assassins and Null Wardens as they do deal large amounts of piercing damage. Alright, focusing down units one at a time is going to be the key strategy here. We're looking at TeD doing a bit of a dangerous gamble play. He's purposely going to back away. The Warden does have that Fountain of Health going as the Dreadlord now shows up to the party. This could be very, very bad news. What is going to go down here? The Warden down to 100 or 250. There's level 3 on the Warden here, and now the ghouls are trying to join in. We could actually see a healing ward being placed behind as well, and then that is double percentage-based healing at this Fountain of Health, where these Huntresses will definitely win out on that fight compared to those ghouls. Panda now continuing to fight back every which way. Dreadlord going to be forced to retreat as he has triple 4s, claws of attack +4, and being able to deal large amounts of burst damage too. Now, +12 damage, upwards of 49. No carry-on swarm, though. Level 2 sleep over level 2 vampiric aura. Odd to actually see that, as the sleep just increases the duration, but at this level of play, well, you are rarely ever going to get a full duration sleep. Your opponent is just going to automatically wake up his own unit with a quick auto attack. Meanwhile, all right, in comes a shockwave here. Healing ward quickly getting shut down. Perhaps another healing ward needs to be placed down here. There's another healing ward a little bit off in a different location. There goes a shockwave by the Ogre Lord, taking down one of those Huntresses. Huntress now needing to back up again, perhaps needs a rejuvenation as the Ogre Lord is trying to catch up there. There goes another shockwave, and the shockwaves of the Ogre Lord have taken down a Huntress and I believe 1 or maybe 2 archers as the Goblin Shredder now retreating back. Warsong Battle Drums, 7% damage bonus for everything as they are about to move on out. Dreadlord sitting at level 3 here, getting closer to level 4. I believe is going to be shy right after this Forest Troll High Priest, but going to be pretty close. Because it is a solo Dreadlord hero getting that bonus experience while at tier 2, now on its way to tier 3. Now, both sides are taking this opportunity to build up large banks. You can see Lucifer sitting on about 1,000 gold, still spending it perhaps on upgrades and other items. There's that tech to tier 2. I don't see a grave. Where is the graveyard? Graveyard is getting that carapace upgrade, and we may have seen some, Scroll of Town Portal repurchased by the Dreadlord there, as the rest of this creep camp now getting cleared off. Meanwhile, level 3 Brewmaster, level 3 Warden, Warden with dual gloves of haste, now looking to clear out some more orange creep camps, as TeD is the first one to go into low upkeep. All right, not too far behind Lucifer, also getting into low upkeep, as we're going into dual Ancient Protectors by TeD. Not quite what I was expecting at all. So dual Ancient Protectors. We are at Tree of Eternity, and now the Panda is trying to get to level, level 4, as the Warden perhaps should be backing away. We could be looking at level 2 Blink, level 2 Blink, level 2 Shadow Strike, as the Panda with Drunken Haze and Breath of Fire could rack up a good amount of damage. We are 11 minutes into this game, no clear victor as of yet. There's a lot of creeps available on the map, so I believe both sides are just trying to creep up, get higher level, and then move on. Bottom left-hand side of the map also getting cleared, so Lucifer trying to set up a second expo. Meanwhile, a Wisp is perhaps also part of that strategy as well. All right, Crystal Ball quickly revealing that there is no expo here at this 3 o'clock spot. We do see a couple of gargoyles in the air, as the gargoyles could try and do a bit of harassment, but there are Ancient Protectors in position. But we still don't see Nature's Blessing being researched for those Trees of Eternity or any of those Ancients at all. Lucifer already up to 7 or nearly 70 supply here. Meanwhile, well, TeD sitting at 57 supply while having a large amount of gold in the bank. Not quite sure why he isn't pushing into that 70 cap now. We can see the Ancient of Lore here, both of them not producing anything. Perhaps lumber issues is the problem, as we're now also going into Ancients of Wind. All right, triple base on the southern side by Lucifer. We are now adding in a boneyard as a final building here. A Huntress has scouted out and found this expo. Here in comes a Staff of Teleportation, or is that a scroll? It could be a Scroll of Town Portal. There you go. There's a quick sleep on that Huntress, and that Huntress, well, pretty much knows it is gone. There's a quick reveal. It gets taken down, as we are looking at a Ziggurat now being placed down for a little bit of base defense. Lich, as that third and final hero, going to pick up an Orb of... Oh, no, not picking up an Orb of... Come on, wait for it. There you are, picking up that Orb of Corruption before moving on out. Panda gonna get to level 4 off of this creep camp here. Don't make me a liar. There you are, getting to level 4. And, well, having Rune Bracers as well, which is going to be incredibly important against the Death Coil Frost Novas if this game goes long. We don't see any Crypt Fiends. We don't see any Obsidian Statues. There's a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, as the Gargoyles quickly turn back into stone form for just a quick moment. We're looking at Death Coils trying to save some of those units. There's a Frost Nova. There is a Cyclone, Wand of the Wind, picking up that Death Knight as the Gargoyles are trying to engage here. This transition into Dryad, and with a strong Breath of Fire really causing a problem for all of those Gargoyles. Level 2 Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire really pushing a lot of damage onto all of these units. Perhaps they should be in stone form right now, but it doesn't feel... Well, Lucifer trying to transitioning them into stone form. They are on Blight while regenerating with Unholy Aura as well. I think that is 250% passive regeneration on top of the stone form, which just means, well, they're regenerating hit points very quickly. Back on the bottom left-hand side of the map, this Ziggurat never upgraded to a Spirit Tower. This Expo could end up getting into a problem. There is a Healing Ward now placed down as they're going to engage off on the side. There's a Fan of Knives, Breath of Fire, both sides trying to figure out their way through. I think they were trying to guess where exactly that Scroll of Town portal was going to go. The Breath of Fire and Fan of Knives not dealing as much damage as I think TeD was expecting. 63 supply compared to 73. Lucifer with that slight advantage here, as we are getting up one Nerubian tower here. No Spirit Tower, however, as a couple of ghouls are making their way over in order to harvest lumber too. All right, we could be looking at a massive fight here. 70 supply compared to 70. Both sides are going to try and engage. Hero level advantage for TeD. Lucifer having a slight army size advantage as well. Flanking could get into a little bit of a problem. The gargoyles are separated away from all of the units here. There's a quick sleep. Warden sitting at level 5. We're going to see burst damage onto a Dryad. Level 5 now onto the Warden. Warden gets off a Fan of Knives. There's a Breath of Fire and a Breath of Fire as well. Both sides just trying to get enough damage onto the other units here, as another sleeping on the job Warden. Both sides continuing to fire across here. There's another Fan of Knives. Lich could be in trouble. There was a Death Coil save here, as it looks as though that is going to be the game. TeD winning out, getting to level 5 on that Warden, coupled with the Breath of Fire, the level 2 Breath of Fire, level 2 Drunken Haze. Lucifer didn't like what he saw in those last fights, just so much AoE damage, and wasn't able to pick off or any of those Dryads quickly enough, or shut down those heroes even with sleep. Let me know what you guys thought about